Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. We have a story about the most egregious use, or misuse really, of the NHS. Because far from doing what this particular individual wants, it should merely have come down to a lot of psychiatric help. But there was a man who, growing up, decided he'd like to become a lady. And so he somehow managed to convince the NHS to fund and pay for genital surgery. And he pretended that he was a woman and he called himself Samantha. So Samantha now is this strange bloke called Samantha who's had all the operations to make him look a bit like a woman, although fooling nobody. And then he decides that actually being a lady isn't as much fun as he thought. So he somehow managed to convince the NHS to reverse the operation. Of course, they've already thrown all the bits away. That's in a tin of pedigree chum somewhere. And so they had to then fashion a new penis and artificial ball sack and cut out the breasts to make him look like a man again. And so he went by the name of Charlie this time. So he's gone from, from a male, became Samantha. Now he's become Charlie. He's decided that actually it's boring being a man and he'd like to be a woman again. And so now he's gone back to being a woman. Unfortunately, he's still got all the new pretendy male bits that replaced his original male bits after this lunatic decided to cut them off to pretend to be a woman. Are you following it so far? Well, he went back to the NHS and says, look, I know I don't want to be a pain, but can you cut me artificial bits off and then fold it all back in and pretend that I'm a woman again and put a new pair of boobs in so I can feel like a woman? And the NHS have gone, no. So he's then taken himself off to somewhere in the Middle East. Who knows where? Who cares? And Serbia. Sorry, I said the Middle East. He went off to Serbia. My apologies. So he went off to Serbia and had this second female reproductive organ insert thing done. But now he's suing the NHS for not doing it. Well, I'm sorry, but no, you had 2 bites of that particular cherry. You can't keep going back time and time again just because you have got mental problems that you don't know what the hell you are. And instead of wasting money time and time again on the same person, let's just either stick with what you want to be and that's it, or go and seek serious psychiatric counselling. There's something deadly wrong in there, isn't there? Now, this is going to be a court case. However, there's no way the NHS can lose this. There are precedents on this. The NHS exists for actual people who need actual help. Now, the help this person needs isn't physical, isn't operative. It's mental health. And so any doctor that would examine this nutter would conclude that psychiatric help is what's needed. And since he's already had this operation anyway, I don't know what he expects the NHS to do, unless he might, in a few months' time, think, actually, I'd like to go and become a bloke again. Wouldn't put it past him. So there he is. He's living in his big castle, hasn't got a clue what he is, going older and older, incredibly weirder and weirder. Must be leading a very difficult, lonely life, I'd imagine. Because let's face it, he's not happy being a man. He's not happy being a woman. He doesn't know what he actually wants to be. He doesn't know what he actually wants other people to be. He can't attract a woman if he's a woman, because even a lesbian doesn't want one of these. He wants a real woman. A straight man won't want him because he's not a real woman. It's like, I'm Ronery, so very Ronery in my big castle, Who cares? He's 64 now. You'd think at 64 years of age, you'd have worked out, what's going on in your mind. But you know what this is? This is a mixture of deep personality problems and having enough money to indulge these wild fantasies. Now, if you've got the money to do that, which he has because he's went off to Serbia to do it, that's fine. But the NHS does not exist purely to cater to this one man's constant preening and requirement of attention. Look at me, I'm a princess. No, love, you're not. You're just a weird man, and you always will be, because it doesn't matter how many operations you have. You've still got a prostate. And that, I'm afraid, is that. What are you going to do? Millions of pounds. These things can cost millions of pounds all in all, with all the aftercare and everything. And it's not very pleasant. So I don't think the public should be funding continual surgeries on this one individual. But let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.